Oh, what's up, people? Good morning. I just set off on a journey to the Black Forest here in Germany. I'm still in my loaner car from NIO. I haven't gotten my car yet. Long story. I'll tell you guys later. Today I'm just doing a range test in this car. I have a 100 kilowatt hour pack, of course, 20-inch wheels. Actually, you know what? I'll just tell you my little methodology here before anybody decides that they want to say I'm doing it wrong or anything. I'm going out here just for fun. I'm enjoying my time. And this isn't strictly a range test, so you know, it's gonna be a fun day for me. And so my methodology is I'm gonna drive where I want to drive and stop where I want to stop. I'm not gonna be simply trying to max out my range here. I started with 91% battery, essentially how, you know, most people will use their EV. So that's, I guess, important. We can always extrapolate up to 100%. Couple other things to note is that it's very cold today. When I started this journey about 40 minutes ago, the temperature was 5 degrees Celsius, which is, I don't know, 40 something Fahrenheit, 45 maybe. I'm not sure exactly. It's currently 7 degrees Celsius. So I'm using climate control. I'm using the heater. I have my seat heating on. I also have my massage on. Essentially, I'm just going to be driving the car how people will drive their car and show you what kind of range you can be expected to get. I'm going to be driving the speed limit. I'm not going to be going 200 kilometers per hour on the Autobahn today. And I will be using autopilot when I'm on the highway, when it makes sense to use. And if you do want to see a real 100% down to 1% video, I do have one which you can compare this car to with my NIO EC6 in China. And in that situation, that scenario, with good weather conditions, mostly highway driving, I got about 470 kilometers on one charge. I don't think we're going to get that today. Not at all. But we're going to see what we can do. So enjoy taking this journey with me today. I just got popped with a speeding ticket. Camera flashed on me. So oops, my bad. I said I was going to be going the speed limit while I'm driving on this range test today, but I was on a road not so dissimilar to this one. Currently, it's 100 kilometers per hour according to the car speed limit, and I'm going 60. I don't know if you can see that on the heads-up display, but I was going 75, and at that time, the heads-up display said the speed limit was 70, but it flashed me, so I guess I got one. So what that means is, I guess now is as good a time as any to ask if anybody has got anything out of this channel over the past year or so, since my last birthday, since the last real time I asked for money. It's my birthday, and I'm 38 now, and like I said, I don't really ever ask for money on this channel, but if you ever got anything out of this, I suppose you can throw a few bucks into the PayPal or the tip jar here on YouTube, and I would really appreciate that. You can help cover the speeding ticket I just got, or just, you know, thank me for whatever you've gotten from this channel. So yeah, happy birthday to me, happy Thanksgiving to everybody else, and we'll keep on going on this journey here. Hope I don't get another speeding ticket as I go. I don't even know how. I was behind this truck earlier too. He's been basically going 70 this whole time. So I'm just about to cross 100 kilometers so far driven today on this trip, and as you can see here on this card, it has the last 100 kilometers, what your energy consumption looks like, and your current estimated range based on your driving patterns. So it's not great, I'll be honest with you. 21.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers with current estimated range of 283 kilometers. Now, I think the reason why the current consumption isn't very good is because it's still quite cold. It actually cooled off quite a bit. It had started at 5, went up to about 8 degrees, and now it's back down to 5. The other thing is I've had quite a bit of elevation change. Not super significant, but decent amount. So I would expect in warmer weather and on flat ground and consistent speeds we'd be somewhere more like 16 or 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers driven. But that currently is not the case. It's not looking great. But we'll keep going and we will see in the end what the results are. It started to rain, but I'm just going to show you real quick. Just been passing by this reservoir. Finally got a nice clear view. Amazing autumn colors. Nobody out here. And let me just say that I really enjoyed my time taking the train around Europe a little bit, doing the Eurail pass. But this is why you really can't beat the freedom of having a car, electric. So I'm not completely ruining the environment, I guess. And it's fun to drive. Oh, it's freezing. But yeah, it sure beats, I'm just saying it sure beats having the rail pass and just having to go where the train goes and not being able to stop when you see a beautiful view like this. So I've come down from over the mountain through the Black Forest in Germany, and any second now we should be crossing into France. And so I suppose since we're crossing the international border here, even though you won't see much besides maybe a sign, I do suppose it's a good time to talk about driving in different countries, because that's one thing I've got a few questions on is what's it like driving in Europe? What's it like driving in China was a question I used to get all the time. And I just got to say that driving anywhere I think is, you know, it's pretty much the same. Like, I'm sorry I don't have any real actionable advice for you except just kind of follow what everybody else does. You know, if you're not aware of all the traffic laws in a new country, of course you're never going to be able to be aware of all the laws in that country. Just do what everybody else does, and if you encounter any problem with traffic police, you know, try to explain yourself that you're not from here, you don't know everything about this place. As I need to yield right here. I can't see very well, but okay, there we go. You know, so I don't feel like it's really like rocket science. And I know a lot of people have different anxieties and hang-ups and things, and like for me it's no big deal, and for somebody else it might be a huge deal. And I get that, so my only real advice to you is it's all the same. It's all just driving. You know, I got a ticket today. I didn't want to, I didn't mean to, but I got a ticket today. I think I'll find out in the mail, I guess, eventually. Driving a car, if you can do it one place, you can do it anywhere, as long as you're able to follow direction. And I mean, by direction, I mean the direction of the cars in front of you. Probably the most difficult place I ever drove was some parts of China, but it's never been a huge complication. If you can drive, you can drive. And that doesn't mean I'm a good driver, it just means I can manipulate the car in a direction that goes with the flow of everybody else. So this is Strasbourg, and it's the home of the European Parliament, basically the capital essentially of the European Union. It's right on the border with Germany. And it's probably like, I don't know, coming here, driving all around Europe so far has really made me appreciate the European Union and kind of appreciate the fact that it might be maybe the best example of cooperation between countries ever in the history of the world. Best cooperation of peoples, like the borders are essentially open once you're within the European Union. You can go anywhere you want. There's different countries, different cultures, you know, different ways of life. And people aren't fighting, and they're not shitting on each other. They're not clamoring for a wall, I guess, unless you're the UK and you did Brexit or something. But, you know, it's not like America, where we seem to actively dislike our neighbors, at least to the south, or like a lot of other countries that are similar and they can't work together. And I'm sure it's not perfect. I mean, nothing is. But I sure do appreciate being able to just, you know, drive anywhere I want without having to wait in line at customs and deal with any BS. And I'm sure the Europeans, they appreciate it as well, having friendly relations with their neighbors. So hopefully America can can aspire to this one day. North America. Probably the weirdest thing about being in Europe and the strangest thing to miss about China is the noise pollution. Because like everywhere I'm going, especially Belgium and Luxembourg and now here in France, is everywhere so dang quiet. It's like I miss hearing the activity of things happening around me. I don't miss some of the really obnoxious sounds that we got in China, but I do miss hearing liveliness. So the weather's pretty bad. Temperature is still 9 degrees, so that's okay. Not frozen. But before it gets dark, just touch bases with you. I've still got 17.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers for the past 100 kilometers. Pretty good, I'd say, pretty good. So it looks like we're probably gonna be able to get around 400 kilometers from 90% battery, which would make it, 440 or so in cold weather. Mostly flat, but a little bit of mountainous terrain. So we have 2,872 kilometers on the odometer. We started at 2,504, so 2872 minus 2,514. So we went 358 kilometers today in pretty, I guess, not ideal conditions. We started with 91%, we have 9% left, so we can add another 18% to that. How do we do that? Times 1.18, is that right? So we could have gone 422 kilometers on that charge for full charge, if my math is correct, which it probably isn't, so somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I kept my climate to around 22, 23 all day. I used autopilot a little bit, and like I said, I wanted to kind of simulate how people really drive. There was a mix of highway, cities, country roads. Average speed, I would guess, probably around 100 kilometers an hour. You can easily get 400 kilometers of range, real world driving. In better conditions, I would assume you can get at least 500 kilometers of range if you charge it to max 100% charge. But for normal driving, and you keep it 90% charge, or you go battery swap, or they give it to you around 90% charge, you're probably going to get 450 kilometers of range in good conditions. I know it's dark, so anyway, thanks for watching, and see you guys later. Bye-bye.